Iran's leading human rights activist, Shirin Ebadi, says any crackdown on protesters will only make them more determined. Since the recent clashes, she's been critical of the regime and threatened herself. Now her sister's been arrested and she's worried. Ms. Ebadi won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2003 for her human rights work. She was the first Iranian and the first Muslim woman to win it. I asked her whether Iranians will still protest or if the brutal crackdown has scared them off the streets.
The heavier the crackdown, the more determined people will be to protest. As the events in the past have shown, the higher levels of crackdown have radicalized the people.
What would be the tipping point?
When the government revenue decreases, this was the experience at the time of the Shah. When the revenue of the government decreased, the workers in the oil industry went on strike and the whole system collapsed.
The U.S. is planning on introducing more newer sanctions onto Iran because of its controversial nuclear program and kind of taking advantage in many ways of the domestic unrest in the country. Do you think more sanctions is a good idea? Will it make any difference?
Sanctions should not focus on the nuclear activities of the Iranian government, because that will only increase the nationalistic sentiments of the Iranian people. Rather, they should be imposed because of Iran's vast human rights violations. And they should also target issues that impact the government and not those that affect the people.
How have you been a target of the authorities recently, and your family, your sister?
In the past 6 months, they've put significant pressure on me, as well as on members of my family, my husband, my brother, and my sister, who were summoned on several occasions to the intelligence ministry and told that if I did not cease my human rights activities, that they would be arrested. I saw that they did not mean what they said, but unfortunately they went to my sister's house and arrested her, and have said that unless these activities cease, they will continue arresting other members of my family.
And lastly, there have been reports of the kidnap of the British hostage Peter Moore and his bodyguards was actually engineered by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps from Iran. Do you have any thoughts on that? Can you shed any more perspective on this?
Unfortunately, the way they treated my sister, as well as a relative of another human rights activist, Mr. Tawassoli, whose daughter, like my sister, was taken hostage 2 days ago, shows that this government in Iran does not consider taking hostages as an immoral act and will continue such behaviors.